Welcome back to the Virgo channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, and I'm going to do a general message for Virgo. Know that energy is fluid. Always interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also, know that I like to go deep within my reading. So I just also look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, see how they play out as karmic themes within your experience. The style of reading is a little bit different, but you'll get it when you, again, follow along. If you're someone that feels like you need shadow healing, then this is definitely the channel for you. Now, if you resonate with this video, do me a favor, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and you're going to definitely want to write the word of the video in your comment bar if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me. Those three things need to be done in order to enter. All right. Now, if you're new to the channel, anything of any importance or relevance to the channel, you can find in my description box. Let's take a peek at what the underlining energy is. This is the word of the video, and it's again that underlining energy that is influencing why everyone's doing what they're doing. Okay, let's just take a peek. I'm gonna get a good one. One shuffle, and we're gonna choose again insecurity. So the underlining energy is insecurity. Well, automatically, I'm feeling like you're connected to someone that has a lot of spiritual blocks when it comes to relationships. They don't feel confident in expressing themselves, and try and be in a relationship with someone that doesn't express themselves. It's impossible. It's almost like this person like tries to intuit everything, and it's because they don't feel comfortable within themselves. They're very insecure, and so feel like because they're insecure, they act like a baby, they act like a child, they play games, they do things to get underneath your skin, they do things to like get a reaction out of you so that they could like read how you feel. And I feel like you're not giving them anything, and they were not expecting that. This is the underlining energy. This person is even more insecure, and I'm kind of feeling like the old you would have been triggered, but it's like you don't even care. And the fact that you don't care, this person can feel that. And that's why they're insecure. They're like, I expected you to create fireworks. I expected you to be upset. So we're going to see what's going on in your situation. But already I don't like it because, again, insecure energy and someone that can't emotionally uh, be able to open up. They're not emotionally intelligent to be able to have a conversation. Like I said, you can't be in a relationship with someone that wants you to be a mind reader. And that's what happens because they want you to do what they think that you should do. And when you don't do it, they do things to trigger you. It's okay that they would want you to do certain things for them to make them feel emotionally safe within the connection, but they don't want to seem vulnerable, and that's why they do what they do to you. They're actually projecting how they feel onto you, so they want you to react. Because you're not, it's making them take a deeper look at themselves, is what I feel like. We will be together again. So again, it's made this person really look at themselves. And I feel like this person was always manipulated by their emotions. They were never strong within themselves. So they always tend to not really have a lot of people in their life. And then the people that are in their lives, they take too much advantage of them because they don't have balance. They unconsciously teach people to not treat them well because if we're always available for people and we're the fixer, we're the healer, again, that's our thing, then gonna unconsciously not grow ourselves. It's not meaning to, but that's what happens. And how do you get strong within yourself? Through creating yourself. You investing in my life, I feel like, again, they're in full regret right now because they see, again, the way that you approach life is so much different. I feel like because this person never really wanted to be in a committed relationship with anybody, they would go out and do their thing and hook up and have one night stands. And I feel like this person wanted that with you because there's a lot of attraction, but they didn't want to be in a relationship due to their past relationships, and you didn't stick around for it. But you're not insecure about them not being in your life. You're not upset about it. And this is again what's making you feel insecure. Finding out the truth crushes me. So that's again what they feel like they in their mind, you don't care about them. They wanted you to be crushed. And because you were like, okay, well, this is what it is, then this is what it is. I'm not gonna force you. They're used to people that, are like to force it, to want to convince them, that want to, feed their ego. No, no, please don't leave, or like, let's talk about this. Let's talk. If you were like, okay, I wish I could take back my words. They acted like they didn't care. I feel like you called them out a few times. Like you were like, you act like you care about me, but if you really cared, like why didn't you call me on this day? And it could have been that you had a death in the family, or that you had like a surgery, or you had something that was big in your life, and this person deliberately played ghost. Well, they deliberately did that to you. And they deliberately did that to you so that they didn't seem vulnerable. They wanted to act like they don't care. So when a person hasn't developed enough of themselves, they form a second chakra imbalance where it's again, they either overcompensate or undercompensate within their actions. And what we see here is that this person completely breadcrumbed you. And that's why you didn't stick around. They know what they did. It's just they usually get a different reaction. I want to tell you how I feel. Again, this is you got this person all in their feels because they're like, you weren't supposed to do that. Now I'm looking at myself and now I feel like shit. And I feel like I wouldn't feel bad if I actually told you how I felt. I wish I could share my good news with you. I feel like they can. They can share their good news with you, but there's a sense of, again, because they're so insecure, they don't know how you're going to react. They don't know how you're going to deal with them. They are, they're always looking for there to be a problem. This is why they don't like relationships. Because at one time, every single thing that this person did was seen as wrong. And I feel like that happened in childhood, and then that's happened in a few other relationships. So they're like non-committal for this particular reason. But the truth of the matter is, I feel like they, had shut down their heart a long time ago, and it don't normally doesn't matter if a person doesn't stick around. Something. Um, you are the first thing on my mind when I wake up in the morning. So this person can stop thinking about you. It's again the best thing that you did really to change the dynamic of this connection was leave. You knew that. Most people aren't strong enough to do that. Again, because they have unhealthy attachments. So I feel like unhealthy attachments are like it could be for some of you, it could be another person, but that's the thing. It's not built on love, it's built on connection through money or lust or something. And I feel like for a long time, your person just focused on money because they were like, well, relationships don't work and I'm going to departmentalize. And so what it is that there's certain people that I know that I can go to and it's a sure thing and I don't have to give them anything. Which is how they wanted to treat you, by the way. Um, because that's what's comfortable and they weren't really thinking about you. They didn't put in enough time or effort to cultivate the emotional connection, which is what you were telling them the whole time. And they resisted it the whole time, even though they had feelings for you. They just were like, no, it's automatically going to go into that shit space that my relationship's going to. So I'm not even going to go there. I'm done playing games. So it's again, they're getting, I think what they would like to tell you is that they're getting rid of certain people in their life. They're making changes in their life that would be more suitable to have an actual healthy relationship because making them into a better person. there is something I'm keeping from you. Again, oh, there is someone keeping me from you. And that's, again, these attachments, like I said, and that's why I think that they're making changes. I don't even think, see, what's so ironic is that they were giving to people that they were like, I don't have to give you anything. Meaning, I'm not going to spend any time with you. I'm not going to give you anything. I'm not going to do anything for you. But if it's a good booty call, if it's a time that I'm getting mine, I don't care. It's like, but the problem is that they gave so much time and energy to those certain people that they do feel a little obligated. They do get manipulated. When you have that energy too, that I'm going to come in here and get what I want. Who do you think you're hooking up with? You're hooking up with people that have the same energy, and that's the unhealthy attachments. Meaning, I'm not going to do this is not built on love. It's built on either money or sex, lust. It's like, but I want something of yours. And so that's what they realize. And so no one's really keeping them from, for a long time, they were keeping themselves from you. However, I feel like some of these people are so toxic that your person's like, I can't just come to you because they're gonna come, they'll be right behind me. They will be right behind me and they will make it like, oh, what are you doing? Like, this is my man, this is my woman, you shouldn't be here. So they are making those changes in their life now. But that's what's keeping them from you. And that's why they're not reaching out because they're being watched like a hawk, being watched. I run away to avoid facing my problems. So again, person did not showing their weakness, their issue, which makes it easy for the, like people that are not healthy for them to manipulate them because they never confront. They never, and I feel like that's what happened. You said something to them and they got triggered because they're insecure. So again, they feel that way about themselves, but then they projected their shit onto you. And so this is what happens when they're in a relationship, all because they can't speak their truth, because they can't express themselves. I'm sending you love, loving energy. Can you feel it? But the thing is, this person can't stay mad. They want to stay mad. They want to stay like away, but they what they see is that they can't. They think about you all the time, all the time. So it's just this person not listening to their intuition. They weren't listening to their intuition. I feel like they're starting to. They're making changes in their life, but it's not that easy. All because they wanted to kind of have their cake and eat it too. Please contact me. I may not respond, but knowing you care opens my heart. This person is free to contact you again. Their heart's closed due to, again, those past relationships and that unhealed childhood trauma. So, this is how we see baggage from past relationships come in to new relationships. Again, when people don't heal, they bleed all over the new person. And there was a sense that this person bled all over you. And you're like, and that's why I won't contact them. And that's why they're afraid to contact you because they know. But if you would contact them, then there's a sense of that they would like respond like right away, that they would just be like within a heartbeat, that they would talk to you. But there's a sense that you're like, I shouldn't have to be the one. It's like, and this is a problem because again, this person's insecure. So having to come back and apologize makes them feel even weaker, makes them feel even more vulnerable, and they avoid feeling any pain. They run away from their problems, but what they see is they make bigger problems from running away from the problems, and that's what they saw here. They didn't feel or think that this would affect them the way that it's affecting them. Neither one of us is being honest right now. Why are we afraid to express ourselves? So it's again, it's like, well, I feel like for you, Virgo, it's like you're like, I'm not gonna like make you feel comfortable because you've done nothing but disrespect me. you've done nothing. And it's again, I don't want to have to dumb me down. And it's like, you've had many opportunity to fix it, so I'm not going to do it anymore. I feel like you used to try and fix it. You used to try and talk to them. You used to look the other way. You don't do it. And that's the thing. And so your person is really wants you to do and says, why are we running? It's like, they need to ask themselves, why are they so afraid to express themselves? And it's because they have a wound there. I don't believe that you have that. They want you to again be able to express yourself, to make them feel comfortable. Again, we incarnated together to clear specific patterns from our ancestral bloodline. So this is like a soulmate relationship. And what I do see is, again, this person has a spiritual block within communicating, that they're going to, again, be forced to communicate because I don't see you doing it. I see you being like, well, you'll grow another head before I actually do that. That's like, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. And they know it. And they know it. And that's what's making them feel insecure because you're holding their feet to the fire. I wish I could say what I really feel. Someday I will, but right now I'm afraid to be myself. So everything is about this communication that I'm saying. Everything that this person is that they're terrified to express themselves. So we know that they were conditioned in an environment where they weren't allowed to speak their truth, that they weren't allowed to express themselves, that it was like wrong. So it's just safer for them because how they see it is every time I do say something, because I feel like they used to in other relationships, it backfired, and it's all because of the way that they grew up. Oh, let's see. Let's see. The card that fell on the floor is, I need to be strong in who I am before I can merge my energy with yours in the 3D. I'm afraid I could lose myself in this relationship. So again, if they don't communicate, we know this is why they lose themselves in the relationship. You got to set boundaries. You have to be able to express yourself. Otherwise, they go along with everything because they don't like conflict on top of it. So they don't express themselves. They don't like conflict. They run from it. So this is why they create what they create, but they know, they're like, I know I have to heal myself. I don't think that they really understand what they need to do to heal. They do know that they have a problem communicating and they don't feel comfortable, but it's almost like this relationship is making them look at these patterns that they've created as survival mechanisms. This fell on a chair. I'm tired of being away from you physically. I'm trying to process my fears so I can come back to you. So again, they know that this is a soulmate connection. They feel the connection. They see that they sabotage the connection. I feel like normally people don't respond this way. Like I said, they expected you to convince them. I feel abandoned. I often feel like others let me down. And that's really because what happens is that this person gets into a relationship. They become that person, that perfect person, because they don't have enough of who they are. And then what happens is that, people, they don't stay. They don't stay because you have to train a person on how you want to be treated. So to overgive, which is what this person did, and when they were younger, they got hurt. That was a survival mechanism. They grew up being a giver, being fixer, being a healer. And then what happened is they went the complete opposite way where they gave nothing. It's again no balance. And that's the second chakra imbalance because they didn't create enough of who they are. We don't try and control it. This person tries to strategize their relationships. They try and control it, but the problem is that they are wounded. So everything that they see is distorted, right? I mean, when we have spiritual blocks, it makes us wear a mask and then we overcompensate or undercompensate in our behaviorism. So what happened is that this person thought that they were going to handle you the same way that they handled everyone else with a closed heart chakra. and breadcrumb. You were like, I don't want this, and you're not communicating with me. So I don't even know what it is that you want and what it is that you don't want, but I can feel that you do care about me. So it was really confusing. And this person again is saying, I feel abandoned by others, but that's what happened in the past. So again, bringing the past into the future. I'm accessing past life wisdom is helping me understand things with a new perspective. So again, this connection is again making them heal, making them change. But I don't see them doing anything except for saying, I'm going to come back Monday. I'm going to talk it out one day. But is that day here? No. So we need to say, why did you attract this person into your life? Well, it can be a soulmate. Soulmates come into life to teach us something, to show us something different. Again, a different perception. And I feel like that's what you did for this person, but the universe doesn't make it one-sided. We all attract what we need. So there was some sort of medicine that this person brought to you. So we can see what that medicine is by looking at the wounds, right? So let's see what those wounds were. Lies and secrecy. So growing up in a child growing up in an environment where, you had to keep secrets, and the secrets could be there is abuse going on in the home. There is, not enough money in the home. There's alcoholism in the home. There's addiction in the home. That it's not a comfortable place, again, where I can have my unfoldment process. I can't show anyone this part of myself. So again, I feel like you grew up in that type of environment. So this imbalance could actually feel natural to you. You wouldn't even know the difference if you didn't get the love and support from your parents. You would be a little bit naive and say, well, I think people are going to treat me the way that I treat them. If I treat them nice, they're going to treat me nice. And that's not true. It's like the secrecy and the lies makes you not live from your higher self. And when you don't live from your higher self, you're not living from your truth. So you're going to attract people that also don't live from their truth. So we can't manifest good things. So this is one thing, again, growing up in that type of imbalance, oppression, not being allowed to have your unique unfoldment process, right? And then how do we find ourselves? How do we express ourselves? It's can we invest in ourselves? We go out. I feel like you grew up in an environment where there just wasn't enough money, there wasn't enough time, there wasn't enough resources. And it was also, or for those where there was the money, you lived in an environment that where like you were not allowed to express yourself because again, it was oppressed. It was again smushed down. Like, so if you might have had an idea like, hey, I want to do this, and you were told, like, no, that's a stupid job. Like, let's just say you said, I want to be a fashion designer. That's a stupid job. No, you won't be a fashion designer. Like, whatever it is that you wanted to do, whatever you thought was important, whatever psychologically on that level of oppression, it means that you're not allowed to figure out who you are so that you mold to what the environment wants you to be. And what the environment wanted you to be was, again, guard the lies and the secrets. Live from a facade. So from a very young age, I feel like you had to live from that. So there's a sense of understanding what your person goes through because you too have lived that way. You too knows what it feels like. Again, so what happens is better be seen as like rebellious, right? Because that's a fake persona. But on some level, but in rebels are seen as bad, right? So I'm seen as bad, so I might as well be bad because it's again, I come from bad. The lies and the secrets I know is bad, and I don't really have my own identity. So I'm going to make up a persona, and that persona is going to be rebellious. So I feel like you were a free spirit And so again, someone that's a real creative, someone that's intuitive, and someone that doesn't go along with the grain all the time because of your uniqueness, and that's seen as rebellious, even though it's not rebellious, is that you again you live by your truth. And people didn't like that. And I feel like your person, like I brought that out to you because you, again, not gonna live underneath the same things. And what happened is when you created yourself, you integrated this energy, and you were no longer like hiding behind the lies and the secrets of what had happened. So you're not really seen as rebellious in a bad way. You're seen as rebellious, like I said, in a creative genius part of way, which I believe is make your person get inspired by you. So that's important because, like I said, not all the time are you going to be with your person again, and it doesn't mean that there isn't love. What it means is that you're in separation from this person to do your healing, and they'll do their healing, and maybe if there's still love, you'll come back. And there most likely will be because that's what this person's saying, I'm coming back. I'm just not ready yet. When I come back, I want to be the best version of myself because otherwise it's not going to work. And I'm trying to figure out what that looks like. And by doing my shadow work, by looking at again how we got here and how I contributed, which is what relationships are all about. They're about healing. And again, when it's true, unconditional love, it transcends all time and space. So a lot of time can go by and this person would come back and you would be open to it. But you wouldn't be with anyone, everything would be in alignment. And it's because it would be a divine connection. And what you would both are being taught is you can be yourself and still be loved. That love is the only energy that can't not be manipulated. It can't be destroyed. And that's a big lesson for two people that grew up in an environment that they were told that they couldn't be loved unless they were somebody else. And so that's why there's mirroring energies. The calm, I breathe, live, and grow the light within me. I do one thing at a time and focus on the present moment. I cast off my doubts, all fears dissipates, and I find peace in my being. So Spirit's saying again, you find your strength within yourself, and that strength is found in the calm. Why? Because we're always co-creating with God through the thoughts that we think. Again, only in the now do you get divine guidance through gut intuition, inner knowing. But if I'm not calm and I'm like so stressed out, I'm not going to feel it. So spirit thing is like it's a walk. Be in the present moment. It's again and focus on one thing at a time, and then what you'll see is success, and that fear will dissipate. You won't have to wear that mask. You won't have to wear a facade. And this person, there is unconditional love. So the separation just means you're both working on yourself at this time, and in divine time, I will bring you back together. I'm going to leave that there, Virgo. You let me know whether you resonated with this. And remember, if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, don't forget to write the word insecurity in your comment bar. Also know that usually it takes a few days for me to, pick someone. So don't think that your chances are slim if you don't see anything the next day or a few days down the line. All right. But eventually you will.